I'm not worried about it. And you won't be worried about it, which is where you should be as a trader. You need to know what you're looking for, what you're going to accept as a trade that incurs risk, and be comfortable with that. And if it fails, you're not going to lose your mind about it. You're not going to be in a hurry to try to find something that really isn't in the chart. What you're trying to do is impose your will. You're looking through that looking glass in a losing position. You're in drawdown. You're going to manifest your next setup, even when it's not there. Why? Because you don't have a clue what you're doing. You don't know your model, because if you knew your model, you would sit still until it formed. Maybe you watch live streamers. Some of them don't live stream anymore because they wreck themselves. The ones that do it, if they're impulsive, if they go in and try to overcome and do more than they're supposed to, study them. If you know somebody that's like that, tell me who they are and a tweet to me. That way I can watch them and see, I don't want to go there and troll, and I'm asking none of you to go there and troll. But if it's someone that you see that is impulsive, that's a wonderful social experiment to study and observe them, not to bring hate on them, not to make them feel bad. That's not what this is. But if they're willing to put themselves out there like a fish in an aquarium for everybody to look at, that's a perfect experiment for you to see what not to do and watch them feel the anguish and struggle trying to do something, expecting some specific outcome that's never going to come, because they're just reacting to price versus predicting price. I saw a tweet by a guy. I'm not going to name him. we talked once, not directly, but through online posts and such. And he posted something to the effect that your job is not to predict the market, but to react to price. Okay. So that's some grade A bullshit right there. And that's the reason why your results look like the way they do. And sir, you know who I'm talking about. It's you. And I'm not going to try to say anything more than that. But you have to predict the price. You have to. That's what every winning trader is trying to do. So how the fuck can you say your job is not to predict price? That's exactly what the fuck we're doing. That's like telling the football teams, your job is not to go get touchdowns. What the fuck are we here for? I'm here to predict the future. We're here to predict the fucking future. You can't. Think about what the fuck you're doing. You're trading futures, for fuck's sake. It's in the name. That's what you're doing. That's what the fuck we're doing. We're predicting the future. And when I see these people say your job as a trader is not to predict the future price movements, it's to be ready to react to price. How the fuck is that sound logic? That doesn't make any bit of fucking sense. That makes no sense at all. What the fuck? That makes no sense. And that's not the only person that said it. It's regurgitated and it's posted all the time and shit from people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. How can you spend, seriously folks, holy shit, how long did it take for you to see me calling these things before the fact to know that, you know what, this ain't random anymore? And once you get to that point, okay, once you get to that point where you know it's not random and this shit is controlled, does it make any bit of fucking sense to listen to somebody tell you, or the world tossing out an opinion into the abyss of the internet, say your job as a trader is not to predict price, it's to be ready to react to it? How can anybody that has spent any considerable time with me proving what it is that I teach and show you what the real market is, how can anyone palate that? How can you accept that or even entertain it as a reasonable fucking consideration for what we do? Nobody fucking can do that. Nobody absolutely would accept that. Let me explain why that is perpetuated in this industry. This thought process is a very soothing excuse for why they suck. And there's no nice way of saying it. It's for people that don't know how to predict price. And it's a wonderful excuse for them to be able to lean on, cozy up to, and say, well, it's impossible to do anyway, so therefore I shouldn't feel bad about it. You bought the hook, line, and sinker that is in books. You can't predict price. No one can time the market. Well, I should change my motherfucking name to no one, because I'm proving it every fucking day. And guess who else is doing it? My fucking students. You're seeing them taking trades that I didn't even talk about, but they're using the logic that I've taught. So guess what that means? All the other bullshit is horse shit. Grade A. So yes, our job is absolutely predicting price. But in the beginning, you don't know how to do that. So how do you protect yourself from it? You go in with baby steps. Gradually teaching yourself to trust your ability to do it. Also, condition yourself. Build in coping mechanisms for bad character flaws, impatience, impulsiveness, gambling. All those things that you don't think you have right now until you start pushing a button. And then you're going to discover you're a fucking train wreck. You thought you had everything together. If you ever see those guys that go around on YouTube, my wife shows me this stuff all the time. I don't entertain it myself, but she's a TikToker girl, right? She fucking eats this shit up all day long. And I'm like, do you feel your IQ dropping watching this shit? Like, I when you share some of this stuff, I literally feel like you fucking stole time from me. Like, what do you see in entertainment value in that? It's dumb. But she shares this stuff with me sometimes. She'll say, look at this guy here. And they'll ask people, how many states are in the United States? And some of the answers are shocking. And it's like, what the hell? That's nuts. And there's another one. So he'll say, hey, look, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Some of you probably already know where I'm going to go with this, but I lost my train of thought with it. Damn it. It'll come back to me. Give me a second. Let me get a drink here. Let me think. It's spring weather, by the way. I don't fucking drink alcohol. It's these goobers that think I'm drunk all the time. I am just off the rails sometimes, yes, but I'm not inebriated. I don't drink and I don't take drugs. So oh man, this guy, what does he do? He goes around and he asks people some shit. I don't know. I might not be able to come back. If I remember it, I'll tweet about it. I might even share a link to one of the videos. But oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, thank you. He'll go up to a guy and say, hey, look at this woman here. What would you rate her? 10 being extremely beautiful and 1 being a grenade. What would you say? And they'll say, oh, well, I think she's a 6. And sometimes these women are drop dead gorgeous, like beautiful. And they come off with some stupid shit. Like, oh yeah, she's like a 6, maybe 6.5. And then he says, okay, what would you rate yourself? Oh shit, I'm a 9. And they literally look like a buster. Like they don't look like they even have a fucking job. It's a mess. So they end up taking that guy's picture and sharing it to another person, saying, what do you think about this person? And they're like, this guy's a bum, basically. He shouldn't be asking anybody out, right? And it's interesting to see what your perception is about yourself, especially if you're opinionated about other people. And it's very much like a fucking Vinny, where you're a little dick guy that runs around and think you're a savage and you can't do shit. And your opinion of yourself is gigantic, right? So he ain't packing shit downstairs. He don't have a giant P&L. And that's what's like when you see these characters in industry. Like they go around with their ego. They go around saying how you should do things, but they bring nothing to the table showing what they can do at all but failure, not doing well, and they spread bad advice. Bad advice. They don't have students that are killing it. They don't have profitable students. They don't have people proving it. Nobody's interviewing their students. Nobody's seeing anybody getting 6-figure withdrawals in accounts and companies that are literally interviewing them. So when you listen to other people talk shit about you, our community and me and what it is I'm teaching. And if you entertain that, if it gives you any negative feelings, you're not paying attention, because there's no reason for you to be even entertaining that bullshit. There's so much proof in here, you're drowning in it. It's intoxicating. It is a fucking cult of winning. But in the beginning, you can't appreciate that, because what are you doing? You're having that same complex that this gentleman highlights when he goes around asking other people, what do you think about this person here? What he's targeting is the ability for the human mind to look for the negative in any fucking thing. Toxic thinking in weak-minded individuals or ill-prepared people as traders, and everybody when they first start are all ill-prepared. But you don't know the level of toxicity in you until you start doing this. If you see somebody doing well and you feel like I got to start talking shit about this person. Well, you're a little Dick Benny then. But if you look at other people and they're doing well and you don't feel like there's an issue, there's a problem, and you're like, wow, that person's really doing well. And even though you can't do what they're doing, you can't even do anything close to that, you can appreciate what they're doing and think, wow, that might be motivational for me to do that. Even though I can't do it, I don't feel like it's defeating for me to feel that way. Why? Because you're new. You're new at it. And so many, especially the young men, so many of the young men that come in this industry that follow other influencers that make it about image. Everything's got to be the new car, the nice cars. I'm telling you, having had lots of shit like that, it doesn't make you a better trader. And frankly, nobody gives a fuck once you show it. Once you show it, that's it. You done shot your wad. It's done. What are you going to do? Be seen in it again with a different haircut? They've already seen. Okay, so what? You got a car. Big deal. What have you been doing in your trades? Show me your live account trading. Show me over a chart while it's ticking real time when I'm watching it. Show me what the market's going to do. Tell me what it's going to do. And unfortunately, that's the stuff that never fucking happens. And that's where I live. That's my fast lane. I'm taking you in there doing that. But I also know, as your mentor, that you're going to have problems in the beginning. You're going to discover things about yourself that you are not going to like. And you're going to impulsively, because you're not disciplined, you're not going to have the impulse of a professional where it is, okay, I'm in a market environment right now that is not conducive for high probability. So I'm going to impulsively remove myself because my training tells me to do so. Not run away in fear or not roll the dice and see what happens, which is predominantly what everybody does. That's the demo disease, okay? Push the button and see what happens. Push the button and see what happens. In the beginning, you're going to be a train wreck when you discover what you have as character flaws. Nobody has ever started this industry, ever. Never happened. It's never, ever happened. It's never happened. Where somebody walked out here, got it all right from day one, and never had hardships or had to wrestle with internal conflicts with what they are as a trader, what they're not as a trader. They don't have a person out there in the industry that's like that. Everybody comes in here and we are all baptized in the fire. And that is going to be pain. It's going to be loss. It's going to be frustration. And guess what, folks? Listen, friends and neighbors, that is absolutely part of this. And that's why I never make any sugarcoating about it. I want you to know that's coming, because that way you're prepared to, number one, identify it when it does. And then you have to do certain things to wrestle it and subdue it, because it will undo you. I don't go out there and say, go out there and try to go for 10 handles a day. That's unrealistic. I tell you to look for 1 5-handle move. That's what you're looking for. In hindsight, by doing that every single day, you're conditioning your eye to see it. It's the same thing that happens when you go out and buy a car. Oh, I got this car. It's such a pretty blue color. And nobody's ever got a car that's this color in my neighborhood. And all of a sudden, as soon as you buy it and you drive home, on your way home, you done seen 17 of the same fucking car. It's like everybody went out there that day and bought your fucking car. How did that happen? How the fuck did that just happen? It didn't just happen. What you just did was you opened up and activated your reticular activating system. So now your subconscious that was filtering all that stuff out before, because it didn't matter that that car was owned by other people. You went to the lot, you saw it. Oh, I got to have that car. It means something to you now. It resonates with you. It's something that is part of you. So it should come to no surprise when every time you walk around, you see your car because it means something. You have adopted that as something meaningful to you. Well, when I tell you to look at hindsight and back test and study old data, looking for shit, and when I tell you to pause the video, look through price and tell me what you see. Well, not that I tell you to tell me what you see, but annotate what you see in your log, in your journal. When you do that, what you're doing is you're activating your reticular activating system. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're inviting your subconscious to draw on to something that is meaningful to you. What is that? I'm teaching you fair value gaps because it's the most visually identifiable thing in price action, apart from relative equal highs and relative equal lows. So in short, really, you could just trade with just that. They're the two most important, visually pleasing, easy to find. Jump on a chart real quick, any time frame, your eye will go right to the relative equal highs, relative equal lows. And if there's a fair value gap in the middle of it, and you know there's likely to go up there, well, you can buy the fair value gap and ride it up to the relative equal highs. There's your model right there. It's done. I just gave it to you, and it cost you nothing. Probably some of you never even thought about it. And you're like, now, oh man, I never thought about it like that. Yes, it's just like that. But when you don't go through old data and you just binge watch my videos and you're not pouring yourself in charts, spending time literally every single day looking through charts, studying how these other moves that you can't make money or lose money in, everybody else is going to tell you it's a waste of fucking time. They're the same people that will not be trading with live funds 6 months later. There's a lot of bad advice in this industry, a lot of bad actors, a lot of chapped asses, man. And I'm sorry. It's harder for some of you. I'm sorry. But it wasn't easy for me in the beginning. I've just been doing a whole lot longer. I know what works. And I'm telling you, if you listen to the shit I'm telling you to do and avoid the things I'm telling you to avoid, you will save yourself a whole lot of time. And be accepting. Be flexible. Give yourself permission to take up to this year and maybe into next year to get it. For some of you, if you give yourself a broad timeline with no definitive, I got to know it by this time. You know, in a lot of ways, I regret having told you that my last live stream is going to be the second Friday of November, because it kind of pushed the envelope on pressure. Like, now you have to, by this date, I gave you a deadline. When I teach you, don't have a deadline. I didn't tell you that so that way you can be fearful of it. I've told you that so that way when I get to that point and I say I'm stopping, I can say, remember I told you, because that's just the way it is. I got to have an exit clause here. Okay. When I'm going to leave, why I'm leaving, and why it stopped. It wasn't because somebody ran me off the fucking internet. It wasn't because, I'm locked up. It wasn't because I'm, in the poorhouse. It's because Michael's going back to fucking doing what the book Michael does, okay, which is be Michael. And I've spent a lot of time, if I do this every week, every day, I'm investing a lot of time in all of you.